welcome to my live. I am so elated to have you all here. And we are going to dive into the news That's right, you heard it. Baker Mayfield is no longer a Cleveland Brown. He is now a Carolina Panther. The deal is head scratching, to say the least. When I say head scratching, when you hear the deal, you'll say, what the hell are these people thinking? A deal like that. So, Baker Mayfield was traded to the Carolina Panthers in what was definitely a lopsided deal. I mean, the Panthers basically got him for dirt cheap, very dirt cheap, considering the fact Heisman Trophy winner, number one overall draft pick. Oh, and by the way, he was traded to the team that has the quarterback that was in the same class as him, Sam Darnold. Talk about ironic. So, without further ado, let's just get into this Baker Mayfield fiasco. That's basically what it is. It is a fiasco. I mean, who struck this deal? Who was his agents? What were they puffing on? They had to have been smoking on something. A deal like, I mean, it's almost like Baker. And when I say what I'm going to say, you're going to think that Baker is basically paying to play. So let me just go ahead and get you this story right now and stop lollygagging and beating around the bush. So the Cleveland Browns, and this is from ESPN, Jake Trotter, ESPN staff writer. The Cleveland Browns agreed to trade quarterback Baker Mayfield to the Carolina Panthers on Wednesday for a 2024 conditional draft pick. That's the first red flag. The Panthers will pay $4.85 million. That's cheap. Of Mayfield's salary, while the Browns will pay $10.5 million. They got off cheap too. A source told ESPN's Adam Schefter Mayfield agreed to convert the remainder of his $18.8 million salary into incentives to facilitate the deal, which is pending a physical. Mayfield can earn back that money based on team performance, a source said. In other words, he's laying $18.8 million on the table for what appears to be a tryout. That's what that sounds like. Anytime you have to prove yourself all over, it's almost like a tryout. But they laced it in saying incentives. The Browns will receive a fourth or fifth round pick. So Baker Mayfield, former Heisman Trophy winner, number one overall draft pick, and he's only worth a fourth or a fifth round draft pick. Isn't that just amazing? Back in the day, there was a match at WrestleMania, and the terminology was Brett got screwed. talking about. Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be Bret Hart. The Montreal screw job. Well, this looks to be the Baker Mayfield screw job because this looks like a deal where Baker just got screwed. What happens if he suffers the same fate last year, getting injured, and doesn't get to get that incentive money back? In essence, he is paying to play. Once again, the Browns will receive a fourth or fifth round pick in 2024, depending on Mayfield's playing time in Carolina. A source told ESPN. For the pick to go to a fourth rounder, Mayfield would have to play 70% of the snaps, a league source told ESPN's David Newton. Mayfield, number one overall pick in the 2018 draft, joins a Panthers team that already has Sam Darnold, the number three overall selection in 2018 on its quarterback depth chart. The Panthers also selected Matt Corral in the third round of this year's draft. The Panthers have no intention of trading Darnold after acquiring Mayfield, a league source told Newton. Now, Mayfield and Darnold, who competed with each other to become the number one pick in 2018, will compete again in training camp to vie for the right to be the Panthers' starter this season, a league source told Schefter. So, before we go any further, let's look at Mayfield and Darnold's 1, 2, and interceptions since 2018. New Panthers teammate Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold have thrown the first and second most interceptions in the NFL since they entered the league in 2018. Let's see how it stacks up. Number one, let's start with number 5. 46, Josh Allen. Jameis Winston, 47 picks. Jared Goff, 49. Sam Darnold, 52. Baker Mayfield, 56. If Mayfield wins the job, his first starting assignment will be against the Browns, who are scheduled to visit Carolina in week 1. Who could have scripted that any better? You couldn't have scripted that any better. Hey, Carolina, we got a quarterback for you. Oh, yeah, by the way, we'll be there to play against you guys. Let's see how that works out. If Mayfield once again wins the job, his starting assignment will be against the Browns, who are scheduled to visit Carolina in week 1. The Browns are currently 1-point favorite at Caesars Sportsbook. Of course, now the Browns have Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback. Trust me on that. He's their quarterback. He really is their quarterback. Why? Because Deshaun Watson is going to be suspended. We just don't know how long. Panthers quarterback posted a 30.3 QBR last season, which ranked 30th in the NFL according to ESPN stats and information research. Mayfield had a 35.1 QBR last season, ranking 27th of 31 qualified quarterbacks, while Darnold was the only non-rookie with a lower QBR. With the trade, Carolina Super Bowl odds went from 125 to 1 to 100 to 1 at Caesars Sportsbook, while its odds to win the NFC jumped from 60.1 to 50.1. No, 60 to 1 to 50 to 1. And to win the NFC South from 12 to 1 to 11 to 1. We want to thank Baker for all his contributions to the Cleveland Browns. Owners Dee and Jimmy Haslam said in a statement, "From the moment he was drafted, he gave his all for this organization and this city. With his fierce competitive spirit, he excited the fan base and accomplished things that no other player at his position had done in Cleveland for a very long time. He also made a difference in the community, whether it was hosting events at the Boys and Girls Club, honoring our troops, supporting the Special Olympics, as well as countless other charitable endeavors. We are grateful for everything he did for this organization and wish him and Emily well in the future. How about at one time he also had more commercials than he did touchdown passes? I forgot to mention that. Anyway, the Mayfield trade comes on the heels of Cleveland's blockbuster deal with Houston, Texas, that landed quarterback Deshaun Watson. The Browns gave Watson a new 5-year deal worth $230 million, fully guaranteed, the richest deal in guaranteed money in NFL history by an $80 million margin. Cleveland also surrendered 3 first-round picks in the deal, first team to do so for a single player since the Minnesota Vikings traded 3 first-rounders to the Dallas Cowboys for running back Herschel Walker in 1989. With Mayfield gone, the Browns now have starter Watson along with Jacoby Brissett and Josh Dobbs at quarterback. Watson, however, might not be available to the Browns at all this season. He has been accused in civil lawsuits by 25 women of actions ranging from sexual assault to inappropriate behavior during massage sessions. His hearing before the NFL Players Association jointly appointed disciplinary officer Sue L. Robinson finished after 3 days last Thursday. Here's another stat before I get back into the story. Browns QBs taken #1 overall. The history of Cleveland quarterbacks drafted #1 overall is not great. In total, the 3 QBs played a total of 122 games for the Browns and have a combined 51-67 record. 2018, Baker Mayfield, 60 games. 1999, Tim Couch, 62. 1954, Bobby Garrett, 0. The NFL has been pushing for a suspension for at least a year, according to ESPN's Dan Graziano, who reported that both sides engaged in multiple attempts to reach a settlement while the hearing was still happening, but remained unable to agree. There is no timetable for Robinson's decision. If Watson is suspended, the Browns are expected to start Brissett at quarterback. The Watson trade effectively ended the Mayfield era in Cleveland. The Browns selected the former Heisman Trophy winner, #1 in 2018, and he made his debut in Week 3 that season of the off the bench and rallied the Browns to their first victory in 635 days. He went on to finish second in the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year voting while breaking the NFL rookie record with 27 touchdowns. That record was later broken in 2020 by Los Angeles Chargers Justin Herbert, who finished with 31 touchdown passes. Mayfield's tenure overall, however, was marred by inconsistency, drama, and a left shoulder injury that plagued him throughout the 2021 season. Over his 4 years in Cleveland, according to multiple sources, had grown increasingly frustrated with the franchise that had made him the 4th quarterback in NFL history to play for 4 different head coaches in his first 3 seasons. Even after Mayfield led the Browns to their first playoff victory in 26 years during the 2020 season, the team declined to engage Mayfield's camp about a potential contract extension once he became eligible for one, a signal to Mayfield he might not be the team's long-term plans. Mayfield then suffered a torn labor to his non-throwing left shoulder in Week 2 of the 2021 season. Instead of sitting out or undergoing season-ending surgery, Mayfield played through the injury and struggled for much of the season. One season, after finishing in the top 10 in QBR in 2020, he fell all the way to 27 in 2021. The largest QBR drop-off, 30.4 of any passer in the league, according to ESPN stats and information. Still, over the past 2 months, Browns coach Kevin Stefanski and general manager Andrew Berry repeatedly, get this right, repeatedly had publicly affirmed that Mayfield would remain their quarterback. I'll get back to that. At the NFL Combine in February, Berry told Mayfield's agent the Browns might pursue an elite-level quarterback such as Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. You know how that worked out, don't we? Russell is in Denver and Aaron is still in Green Bay, according to a source familiar with the conversation. Mayfield's camp was also aware that shortlist could eventually include Watson, even with 22 pending civil cases at that time alleging inappropriate behavior and sexual assault during massage sessions. On March 12th, when a Texas grand jury declined to pursue criminal charges against Watson, the Browns made their move, securing a meeting with Watson in Houston. Multiple sources told ESPN that Mayfield was angered that the Browns didn't inform him directly that they would be meeting with Watson. Instead, he found out about it over social media. Mayfield responded with a statement that night, thanking the city of Cleveland and its fans who truly embraced who I am, unquote, while Browns officials were flying back from Houston. The breaking point for Mayfield with the Browns, however, came later that week. On March 16th, ESPN's Chris Mortensen reported a Browns source that told him that the team wanted to replace Mayfield with an adult at that position. So what does that make Baker Mayfield? And you bring in a guy that's dealing with lawsuits, dealing with women misconduct, sexual misconduct, whatever. But you want a man, you want to replace him with an adult at that position. That's why I say Cleveland is one of the most dysfunctional franchises in the NFL. Mayfield requested the trade the next day. The Browns initially told him they were not accommodating his request. But after Cleveland landed Watson, Mayfield became expendable. As a result, Mayfield becomes just the third quarterback in NFL history to go number one overall in the draft and last 4 or fewer seasons with the team that drafted him, according to ESPN stats and information. Joining, are you ready for this short list? This is a name you probably haven't heard in over 25 years. Jamarcus Russell. The Raiders. Jeff George, Colts. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this live. I hope you have enjoyed this content. And trust me, I will be back with some more because there's a lot of moving parts going on. Things going on in the NBA, the college football world. I mean, things just happen so fast you can't even keep up with it. But I will do my best to get some of this good content out too. So until the next time, do me one good favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I could really appreciate the support. You never know how much a like and a subscription will go. So until next time, take care of yourself. Be blessed. God bless you.